What's going on, my great growers from around the world? This is Tapia Egg back once again with another quick video. We're here doing the Syrah vines, doing the pruning. This is a different vineyard from all the previous videos. Do different vineyards from different parts of the county around where I live, and so we're here doing just the Syrah. I want to give you an update on this type of vines and how I managed to put them back into shape because some of them were dying. If you notice right here, I cut the old one, cut right here. But before I made this cut, I trained this one before I made the cut. That way, we didn't lose any fruit. But now this is the third year, and look how it starts to come out. Now you have your spurs, your hand space. You got your spur, and then you got your hand space. Some people like a hand space in the thumb. That's fine. Just don't have it too spaced out. And then you have your other spurs over here with your nice cordon, the main nice cordons. This is what you want to come out with when you have nice perfect spurs. Um, Both of these or these ones right here that you see, they're good quality wood. They both will give you fruit. It's just you have to know how to put them in position. That way they don't crash into each other when they start growing again. And when you prune and then they start growing. Let me show you one over here. These ones are pretty old. I want to say they're about maybe 20 years old or something like that. So some of them were not doing very well, and so what I have to do in order to keep on moving and pushing, I had to cut some arms that are really bad. And so this one's the old one that you see right here, and this is a new one. So I did start from the way bottom over there. You never want to start the brand new arms too close to where you cut because the wound will dry, and if it's too close to the brand new one, it will kill the new one because it just will dry out. So you have to kind of be inconsiderate, keep it at a good distance where it's not gonna catch that dryness from that wood, because it's gonna heal, and then obviously the wood dries out as soon as air penetrates through that wound. And so this is the arm. This is the third year already, and it's looking good. Things like this, it takes time. It took me like 1 year to groom it, and the second year throw it on the wire, and then start pruning from that day and from that year and beyond. And they're looking great, and just see, they're up here. They're about almost, some are really high, almost to my chest, or in some are to my waist high. But that's fine. You notice on my other previous videos, some are really below over here on almost onto the ground. I mean, that's the problem when you have them really low. Yeah, you have a lot of problems. That's why I always recommend to keep them to the same level. The whole block is the same way, the height. So it's a good thing that can come in real quick, do the pruning with no problems. You notice everything's clean in the middle. I don't have any of those shoots from last year, because it's very important that you do the shoot thinning. You gotta do it right. You gotta do it quick. Don't leave too much too much of the shoots, because then when you come pruning, it slows down the process, and then you have to clean the shoots that were there from last year, and then you have to do the pruning for the canes and do the spurs. So you always want to do the shoot thinning right. That way when you come in, everything's clean. You just have to go for the main shoots in this and make the spurs. um if they do look really weak, like this one right here, see how they didn't come out with ladders like these ones, but you got two in the front. I rather just recommend you to just cut it off and restart again with the good one from behind. And that way everything starts growing even. So I did a lot of them like that. Did all the cuts. It took me a long time. This only by itself is only 4 acres. So I did a bunch of them out here that were needed to be restarted because they were not doing that great. So yeah, it's just a little quick post here with the vines. I'm barely on this first row. I already finished about 8 acres of pruning on the other side. I still got another 8. I got this ones over here. These are head tops. I'm not very big fan of them, but they're there, so you gotta get them done. Um, but yeah, it's a quick update to show you how you can start vines. Sometimes you don't really have to start it from the bottom if you don't need. What I did right here on this one, I just had one of these main coming up from the main spurs, and I just put it onto the wire this way, and it worked perfect. I mean, it all depends on how you want to make it, how to shape it. Just try to make it as neat as possible, and and it will come out right. If the vines are not doing great, then look for that good pink wood when you cut. And you notice how, see, when you cut, the wound dries a little bit. It's always gonna happen. Well, sometimes when you do the cuts, it's already more dry than there is pink wood that is alive. So sometimes you have to cut all the way until you find the best wood. Not doesn't mean that if you cut all the way down, it's not gonna be dry. If it is dry, just try to look for the one that is less dry and more live wood. If you have to cut it all the way from down there or anything, so I recommend you to train uh one of these shoots from last year, whether it could be from here or way in the bottom, and then train them to start almost pushing through, and then go ahead and cut it off and put it onto cut off the old one and put on the new one onto the wire. And this is basically what I did here. We had the new one. I trained it. I waited for this third year, and then I was ready to throw onto the wire, and then I cut the old one and then just tied everything up, and there we go. This is the results coming out. So yeah, my quick little tip. Hopefully you guys catch something new. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Órale pues, al rato, tapieg.